boring. Yeah. Tell me you ready, Mellow, you ready to spit for the ladies that keep it nasty, dark and petty. If you would pick me, then you might find this upsetting. You say that you're ready, well the joke's on you, get it?
Hi.
Perfect.
That was so good.
Yes,
I'm so proud of you.
that.
Hey guys, welcome to the Jokes On You podcast. I am Mel.
And I'm Tally. Hello.
And we have a guest.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm Kevin. Kev On Stage, Fredericks.
Kev On Stage, Fredericks. Yes, we have a straight male on this podcast. I'm not very happy about it myself.
We said we wasn't going to do this.
We specifically said we were not going to do this.
Liars.
Did y'all say?
Yes, we are pick me bitches and we are the Frederick stops. So
Oh my God.
I'm the first straight male?
yes. We've only had 3 guests, period, but you are the first and
Oh,
probably
nice.
last straight male that we
Last?
You might be the last.
You might be the last. Depending on
how it goes?
Depending on how this
Okay.
next hour goes.
I don't. If it goes well, I think I'm cool. You know, you don't want to fly too close to the
Yeah,
sun.
because
so,
we pushing it right now.
Yeah.
But welcome to the Jokes On You
Welcome.
pod. We are so
Hi.
excited. We're gonna get right into it. To the Bootyhole segment. We have to be on task. We're trying to be on task this week, you guys.
Okay.
So Bootyhole is an inside joke between the two of us.
Yes.
But it's just like a random catch-all, something funny, sometimes a game. It's silliness. Silliness
Okay.
is goofiness.
Yes, we love the word
Yes.
booty hole.
Yes.
And we have a game this week, and the game is if you could remake any buddy cop movie or any kind of,
Like buddy comedy.
comedy format or cliche, which one would it be and with whomst?
I believe I would do Buddy Cop. And I'm in the movie, right?
Yes, you're the
I'm
star.
a star?
You have a co-star.
I'm replacing Chris Tucker with me, and I'm making a movie with Jackie Chan.
Wow. Simple.
Okay.
I like
think
that.
Jackie Chan's fighting, stunts, comedic ability, great. Also, just rewatch Rush Hour. Little racist.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Little racist. For now.
a lot of racist. It was largely racist.
It was
the
most-
goddamn button scene though.
Yes,
Eat that, up.
that was
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting how at that time none of those jokes bothered me at all. But rewatching them 20 years later, I was like, ooh, right, Cerrone, you
certain
can't.
things we didn't know though. Like,
We didn't know.
We did it.
know.
We knew it was wrong, but we didn't give a fuck enough, or we didn't have the awareness. And also, me and you were like 7.
Yes.
So
I had no idea.
you as an adult should have done better at that time.
True. Because I was.
Are you as young as her?
I'm 30. I'm older.
Oh,
than her.
cool. That's cool.
We're like a year and a half.
Yeah, but 30 was respectable.
Technically, I'm 27 because of the pandemic.
Yes,
For
I'm
sure.
25.
So.
I'm 25.
That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
And I'm just gonna start lying soon. I'm gonna just pick a number each year.
You know,
Yeah.
I've been noticing that I've aged, and I don't know if it's just me actually aging, that nigga, or what. But like, I'm looking at pictures from pre-pandemic. I'm like, huh.
If I could go back in time and tell myself not to make and eat all that goddamn cheesecake before the pandemic.
You know, I think with me, I was poor, so I just would have girl dinner. Like, I didn't have a choice. And now that I can eat food, I look at, so that's why I was so skinny all them years. And then once I was able to afford food, I was eating it.
This
I
is
think
not
that's
taken into an account enough.
I
Poorness leads to great shape a lot of times.
I look great.
I mean, but you look fantastic now.
Thank you, friend.
Because I feel like I enjoy looking at my past body, but also like you look a little sick. Like just a
I
little bit.
did look a little sick.
And I feel like
And
if
my
somebody
voice
looked at
was
me
different.
now,
Your head was a little bigger.
No, my head was large.
That head had been the same. When you showed me the picture of us in Atlanta,
My head was,
You was
it was
mostly
bobblehead.
noggin. You
It
was
was
mostly
mostly,
noggin.
I think it was a neck thing. I don't think it was your head. I think
No, it was
because it was your head or
It was my head.
I don't know. Mine was a neck.
You met me while I was tipping over that edge, but like before,
True.
I was mostly
We both
head.
had some long necks and big heads when we got together.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
I was looking at videos of us. What was I looking at? Like that late 2019? I was like, shit.
But you know what? I feel like when you zoom out of your body, because I'm not a fan of this body. This is like my third least favorite body that I've had. But like the bitches love it. So
The
like
hoes?
I gotta lean into it. The hoes gonna love this.
And
like,
they have been loving it.
Ooh,
They have the whole
but
thing.
I don't like it.
You just a fly on the wall. Just chime in, friend.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
But yes. Okay, for me, my buddy cop, it would be me and Tisha Campbell.
Okay.
And we would just be solving crimes, just being people business. Like, we
Wow.
would just be like...
Which Tisha Campbell?
Uh,
Current?
still here.
Still here?
Definitely still here.
Still
Tisha
here?
Campbell. That's my favorite Tisha Campbell.
Yeah.
But honestly, push. You got to push.
Oh,
Me and that bitch would have been lit too. So, yeah, but she was too skinny. I don't want to hang out with skinny bitches.
So if I had to, it's not a buddy comedy. if I had to remake, so I'm kind of cheating, but if I had to remake a movie, and I don't know who would be the third person, but have you seen Georgia Rule with Jane Fonda and then the white lady who stole from the college, whatever she did with the college from Desperate Housewives?
No, it was Lindsay Lohan.
The one, remember the lady with all the kids from Desperate Housewives?
I didn't watch Desperate Housewives.
Lynette from Desperate Housewives.
The redhead?
No.
I didn't watch Desperate Housewives.
Fuck.
I know what Georgia Rule is, though.
Felicity Huffman.
Okay, I know that name.
And Lindsay Lohan.
It was Lindsay Lohan.
So I don't know who would be daughter.
One of the young Disney bitches.
I don't know who would be daughter, but I would remake Georgia Rule in a comedic way with Monique.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
Y'all gonna be in everybody's business. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
that's the vibe.
Yeah.
She seems like somebody you can cut up with. And I've said this before, she reminds me of my aunts where you gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna go home now.
It's gonna be one of them laughs where you just like slowly go into the high five, but y'all still laughing.
You still laughing and you can't breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanna do, this is off topic, but I just want to shout out to Monique for being right this whole time. What you been knew she was right, but shout out to Monique for being right, like this whole, with the strike and all this shit. Cause she told Oprah and them, I ain't going up there if y'all ain't paying me. And they treated her like everything but a child of God, and she been right this whole time.
But you know, when you black and you loud and you not meek and mild and you make shit plain and you heavy set, you just a big angry black son of a bitch until white people start getting affected by it, and then
and now it's a movement.
You know what? That big black bitch was right. Like, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, you know. So
yeah, that was beautiful. We do have a letter.
Letter.
You're gonna be doing the letter.
You're gonna be answering a letter.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Giving advice.
Yes, we're gonna be. So
did you pick this one or you just
I picked
random?
it. I did.
Okay.
I picked
as
one.
a straight male.
As a straight male. So there was one about relationships. I didn't move.
So just context. This is as a straight male. Feel free to resend the letter if you're not pleased with what he says, and then we'll go over it again another time. I'm fucking with you.
Okay, yeah, it was this one.
Am I reading it too?
Do you know? Do you
Okay.
read good?
I read good.
It's Dear Cat.
I read good.
Okay, if you read good.
I read good.
But if you get tired, you can tag one of us in.
Okay.
Because we be doing that with each other. It'd be a lot.
All right. And don't say her name.
Read the subject, but don't say her name. The subject is.
Hey, girlies and straight male.
Subject.
Oh, subject. This Lil Poom Poom got some problems.
I just wanted to
Multiple exclamation point. Lil Poom Poom. All right. Hey, girlies and straight male. She didn't say that. I'm just adding that for context.
Like a man.
Fellow auntie here hit Dirty 30 in July. Shout out to you. The accolades. Oh, optional to read on air, but I will read the accolades because you guys deserve the accolades.
Aww.
I want to start out by saying how much I love y'all. You were the first podcast I ever listened to, and I haven't looked back since. Shout out to Lauren. Miss you, girl. Y'all are so easy to listen and so relatable. It's like sitting down with my besties. We love insanely hot, smart, hilarious girls.
Period.
Since moving to Atlanta, I haven't made many friends, so it's been really lonely. Having y'all to tune into truly is the best part of my week every week. Y'all make work and life bearable, and I feel a little less alone out here. I'm super grateful for y'all.
Wow,
Don't give me
See,
the crying.
man, the pods, man.
Don't give me the
Community.
crying.
Go ahead and cry, Charlie. It's okay.
Nah, it's okay.
As a black woman.
Nah, I do it in the car.
All right. The mess. I have ADHD, so this might be a little long, so you can skip if need be. I'm a 30-year-old woman. I work in spaces with mostly men. Ugh, emoji. I'm a fairly hot girl. Face card only declines sometimes. Massive titties and apparently a head-turning butt, so they say. Because all these...
does not cuss.
Oh, you don't cuss?
He does not cuss.
No,
Do
never.
that mean we not supposed to?
No, you be
We
yourself.
don't
okay,
cuss.
okay.
This baby don't cuss.
This baby. Because of all these knockout qualities, I keep an RBF, so I'm not approached. Well, one day, this knick-knock asked me if I like food. There's only two things that make me smile at men, food and money. From that moment on, mans was buying me food every time I was hungry. Not just a little bit either. I'd place my 20-wing order, and he'd go, that's all you want? A king. He's nerdy and funny and keeps to himself. My favorite kind of man. He is fine. A true hot man. And I think that's where he got me. My friend says my type.
Just pause and I'll say the cuss word.
Okay,
yeah.
My friend says my type is whores, and after this, she may be right. I should preface this by saying I'm coming back from heartbreak, so the only thing I need tended to is the holes.
I'm gonna pass out.
These holes need tending to. Anyway, we've been talking for a while, and he's looking available to do the tending. Or so I thought. We've been talking for some weeks before I gave my number. Mind you, I work with this man, see him every day. So after texting for a weekend, I got a text from unknown number, side eyes. Hey, so I'm your coworker's now ex. We've been together for 4 years. We have more kids than he told me about. So now I'm sitting here pissed because niggas gon' nig. I shouldn't have been surprised because it's one thing a nigga got, it's
The motherfucking
audacity.
Period.
So naturally, Monday rolls around and I confront him and he's looking stupid. Of course, I cut him off and block him in person, treat him like MF like he's invisible. She actually typed MF this time. A couple months go by and I got to talk to him for something work related. Insert tantrum him, and stupid coochie gets reactivated.
Pussy gone pussy.
We start talking for a few more weeks and it's back like before. Now I'm acting like a loose booty simpleton.
I'm so glad I made you read this.
But I'm thinking with my
dick.
right now, how come everybody gets to have a ride but I can't? My actual question: how long should I wait to sit on his face? He looks like a good bedroom time and I deserve some fun. Am I being dumb or is there going to be some nasty karma attached?
Go ahead, Kev.
Wow.
A loose booty simpleton.
That's the title. Can that be the title?
Loose booty simpleton.
Loose booty
is
simpleton.
hilarious. So is she wrong?
I think that's what
She
she
said
asked.
X. She said, am I being dumb? Oh, am I being dumb? Not wrong. So he's not with the ex, if I'm understanding correctly. He just
But
got,
as
he
we
did
know.
lie about the amount of children, which is a red flag.
Which is crazy. Because those are living
to
human
lie about
beings.
children?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know there's an acceptable amount to have, and then there's more than the acceptable amount.
But you just deleted 2 of them children. See, that's why we can't have straight men.
Imagine your daddy somewhere lying about you.
I only got 2 kids. What about me?
I think my real dad did that for sure.
Oh.
We have daddy issues.
We love trauma.
We have daddy
Now-
issues? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
period. Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm certain. Because he was in Alabama. He got a nuclear family. He wasn't lying. I got another one in El Paso.
Are you what? He had a what? He had another family?
Well, actually, this is generational daddy issues. My biological father had me, left El Paso, went to Alabama, then had nuclear family.
Oh.
And then,
He was father of the year to the new family.
oh my God.
Oh.
Oh, and then later on had a new baby who's younger than my current youngest son.
Oh, he's
Sometimes-
just out here
Younger
doing
than
stuff.
George, younger than George, my brother.
Ooh.
So I'm talking to this nigga on the phone one time, right? Mind you, didn't grow up with this man at all.
Don't even know him.
Don't even know him, but he looked just like me.
It'd be like
And
that.
built like me too. I know I'm fighting against genetics.
Oh, Jesus.
I saw him in Alabama. I was like, this is why. You ain't gonna be in my life, but you gonna make me have your body? Unfair.
That's not good. My dad
So-
died but left me his flat feet.
So he
My
was
dad won't go anywhere.
He won't leave.
He won't
won't
die.
go.
He won't leave. He won't do nothing. That nigga is around.
So he's on the phone with me one time, and he's like, he used to be a long haul truck driver.
I'm sorry. That was
It's
so
okay.
dark.
It's okay.
Oh, we get dark up in here.
It's okay. So he used to do long haul truck driving. Then he switched to daytime truck driving so he could be home every night. And he's like, I got to be home every night so I can tuck my son in bed at night.
You ain't never tucked me in there.
I'm 37. Like, now you want to be home
So
every
you're
night
tucking sons in.
to tuck a son in.
I just cried about this the other day. Remember?
We just cried last week
We
about
just
this.
cried last week about this.
So anyway, back to Pum Pum Girl.
Sorry, Pum Pum.
Sorry, Pum Pum.
Are you being dumb? Yeah. But here's the thing. We are dumb people.
Honestly,
We are dumb.
I think the dumb is different when you have like a, you know what you're doing kind of dumb.
That's what I was going
Like
to say.
it's dumb, but I'm having fun.
And I'm dumb. Dumb on purpose is less
You know
dangerous than
everything.
unaware dumb.
You know everything's been laid out now. You know all the truth, so to speak, or maybe 85% of the truth. We here now, so it's up to you to make your decision.
Well, here's what go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Here's what I'll say. Because, I love some dumb shit. I be in shenanigans.
Fun.
It's fun. It's a good time. The beginning and the middle is perfect. The end is going to be terrible.
awful.
However, the only red flag that would keep me off of said peeing, you hid children.
That's
and just
not-
like straight up,
that's the-
because you'll hide a body. You'll hide a charge. You might be beating bitches up. You'll do anything
You will do
if you'll
anything.
hide kids,
Children.
babies, real like people you claim on your taxes. No,
And
you'll
then
do anything
you
to
let
anybody.
the son. Now you know how I feel about being come to as a woman. You let somebody tell me I didn't find 2 car seats. You let me find out on the street.
You're a degenerate. If a bitch gotta come to me and tell me about cheering, now a bitch don't come to me about my man. I know who he is. He's a slut. I knew that when I met
I
him.
knew that when I came
I knew
over
that
here.
when I saw him, because guess what I like?
Sluts. Period.
But if a bitch gotta come to me about some babies, no pussy for you. Drive me right on up. It's
Yeah.
one piece. The lips done fused together. I'm
Yeah.
all set.
You got
Ken
Barbie?
doll. It's Ken doll.
It's a Barbie now.
It's
Barbie
just
pussy.
it's just an ambiguous plastic.
patch. It's a
What they
patch
say
of
Barbie,
skin.
it's a blob? Just a blob.
Yeah, we don't have
Just a
that.
blob. Just a general
I just
blob.
don't have no pussy for you.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
If you want to get your dick. I can't stop you.
You can get dick from somebody else. It's somebody else cute at that.
And
outfit.
that-
He
and
buying
also-
wings.
And it's actually a
All
job.
these niggas buy wings.
It is plenty food niggas. Food niggas are. Don't let the internet fool you. It's plenty food.
Food niggas out?
Food niggas is out here. I don't really engage with food niggas no more because I don't have to engage with you at all. I can buy my own food now. But
there was a time in your life when you needed food.
Oh, baby, that nigga bring me Zaxby's. And I'd be like, oh, thank God.
I don't engage with food niggas, and I hate to call them that slur, derogatory. But like, I don't engage with food niggas that I don't find interesting. I think where I've grown is like, I actually gotta like talking to you, and it is nice that you do nice things for me, as I am a pretty princess and deserve all those things.
Wait, what did food niggas get out of the relationship with you?
Attention.
Or y'all? Attention?
Yeah, you get to talk to me.
You traded wings for talk?
I mean, yeah. I gotta tell you my order, so I'm talking to you.
See, men don't know men.
Cold world.
That's not like, oh, ain't nobody just eating pussy and going home.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Much.
I'm glad the baby put a name to it.
We've been doing that for years. That's the thing. This new generation is finally putting names to shit. We've been doing that.
See, we a little more sensitive than Gen Z because I want to know why you're like this. Like, thank you for coming over here and doing this, but like, you need to see somebody.
Your coochie and left.
Go right on.
I left. Somebody was leaving.
Somebody's leaving. I know what we're not doing is sleeping together. Mama got to hit that old dusty trail. I got to go. Thank you.
Thank God. I've been married for 20 years in June.
Yeah.
Grateful to that.
Yeah, because you ain't got to be out here munching. Okay.
He said, I do my munching at home where it counts.
I got coochie.
Man.
Okay.
At home now.
What is your joke of the week, Kev?
That's something ridiculous that happened to me this week. Okay, it's not this week. Is that okay?
Yes.
Time is fake here.
Time is a social construct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the thing that happened. It was hurtful, funny, but it was helpful.
Okay.
Straight Tyler Perry's not that funny to me. A couple weeks ago, Tyler, you might know this.
I may or may not have.
Straight Tyler Perry, which apparently is me on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I found this out.
Yeah.
Dude, my Patreon is live because of them.
I'm so
I was
sorry.
getting dragged for one thing at this time. And
I was the one who brought it to your attention. That's why I was so mad when I also got dragged. I was like, I'm the one who told this nigga. He didn't even know what was happening.
But before that around that time, somebody on my Patreon was like, yo, they calling you Straight Tyler Perry on Twitter.
I'm just getting this news. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. You can laugh. So I searched Straight Tyler Perry. And first of all, the sheer number of tweets. So many. Because I never search my name. I don't want to go over there. You search your name, it's the dark part where Mufasa was pointing to. You cannot search your name. You cannot search your name, especially your name with the star in the first vowel. It's vile behavior over there. I don't need that negativity in my life.
You're with the. I've never. I don't need it.
Don't do it.
No,
don't do it.
Set.
Don't do it. So I searched Straight Tyler Perry. What's that? Didn't even get the joke at first, right? And then it was like not that funny to me. And the amount of people who thought I was not that funny, there was droves.
Not droves.
Droves. And I was like, I always thought in my mind, I thought I was special. I thought I can navigate Twitter. I know the hashtags. I know the traps. I'm going to be universally loved.
Oh.
Lo and behold, that was untrue. Surprise. So being called Straight Tyler Perry, which I didn't get that part, and I was like, is that a joke against Tyler, against me? But I think it's against Tyler.
It's double.
But I also
It's
don't
double.
see, other than, I guess you are a 6 foot over black man with your own studio and it
I
has
think that's
church
what-
elements. And
Yeah.
That's what makes you
I think
like
that's
you
what
don't
it
really do.
is.
And, I mean,
I think it was that
meet
part.
you with a wig video, but it wasn't like a malicious. It was.
Hold, please.
It was-
There's wig videos?
This
was
is
a
from
long
like
time
this
ago.
is this was when
Long
shit
time ago.
such and such girls say was popular and
Oh,
he did shit
I don't
church
need to see
girls
that.
say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
only reason is because our wives would not do them. We asked them first.
They wouldn't do
We
it.
wrote the lines. We're like, y'all say this is going to be fun. They were like, we are not actors.
I wouldn't
no.
have did that either.
Yeah. So that's
But
where
this
it
is
came
also
from.
2012 was a very dark,
And then I stopped.
terrible.
Because I saw
That's
one too
not
many
that
comments.
wasn't even your thing.
I was like, bro, I don't
Okay.
need this. And I never did again. So anyway, so it was,
Good for you.
I was thinking I was going to have like a Tiffany Haddish moment. And I mean that where Tiffany Haddish was, Carmichael's show, everybody loved her. No negativity, right? You watched the show, you loved her. Girls
Loved
Trip,
her.
she reached her apex. After Girls Trip, I remember she stepped over a stanchion to hug Meryl Streep. And then it was like, we hate you now. So I thought I was going to have that moment. At least I got to have something as big as Girls Trip.
Yeah.
I
You
was
ain't
wrong.
have your girl trip yet.
I didn't have my Girls Trip yet. She's on Sunset Boulevard. She's on Times Square. I'm thinking I need a moment like that. No, they hated me already.
It's good that it's early, though.
That's what I'm saying.
It's good that it's happening
That's
now.
why
Shake
it was
that tree.
good.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they already don't like me. Plenty of people already don't like me. So what am I trying to do? Why am I trying to be perfect? And, oh, if I just do this, Twitter won't be mad. Twitter's the most toxic,
Miserable.
It's a
miserable.
cesspool.
They hate happiness. Do y'all remember when the woman said, me and my partner drink coffee
Oh, it was bad.
in the garden? And they was like, I don't have hands. So lucky for you can drink out of a cup when I don't have hands. I was like, dog, that's not her fault that you can't drink coffee. You don't have a garden. She wasn't even saying that. She wasn't even flexing.
And then once your platform gets a certain size, like anything you say can be taken out of context.
Yes.
And it just doesn't matter anymore. For me, my first comment on some of my work, some of my comedy, was she got big, lopsided grandmama titties. That's the first thing I ever saw on the internet about myself in an artistic.
I was there.
She was there.
That's how we met.
An artistic.
That's how y'all met?
We were doing something for Comedy Hype, and we had we were there the same day, and that's the day we met, like became friends.
Yep.
And then when they posted her video, that's when
They said I had big lopsided grandmama titties, which I'm very insecure about that. So like to see that.
Don't let me laugh.
No,
You said it
laugh.
like a funny.
No, it's funny.
Okay, but
it's
you said
not
you're
funny
insecure.
to me, but I expect it to be funny to y'all
But
because
she's
it's
not laughing, and she laughs at everything.
She's heard this over and
Oh,
over.
I've
okay.
heard it so many times.
But yeah, once I saw
Not in
that
a
I
bad
had
way,
big
but
lopsided grandmama
You
titties,
keep
fuck
saying
these
it now,
people.
Tally.
It's funny.
I'm trying not to laugh. And
Laugh.
you
It's funny.
Okay.
It's funny. It's a funny thing.
Okay.
But I say all that to say, once I saw that a human being was willing to type that about me, fuck y'all.
Oh, yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
1000%.
You said the worst possible thing about me.
I had my moment early too. We talked about this a million times, but these are our villain origin stories. When my group chat got leaked in undergrad, I was just like, well,
that was terrible.
we're here now, and
Yep.
it's like it's really not much more you can say when you walk in class and your teacher talking shit about, like, y'all see the group chat shit. I was like, nigga, you my teacher, bro.
I had a teacher tell me in college at Alabama State, mind you, I told you all of the horrible rumors that were going on about me, and I'll never forget. Shout out Mr. Martin if you ever listened to any of my work, because you kind of told me I wasn't going to be nothing. But anyway, at least not artistically. And I walked into class. He was like, I heard about you. And I knew exactly what rumor he was talking about. And I was like, only some of that is true.
Which rumor was it?
The rumor where they said I fucked all 20 of them guys.
Oh yeah, they said.
I was like, look at me. They said I fucked the entire alpha line, and I was like, I'd be in the hospital. The tail is 6'7". I'd be down to Jackson Hospital. I promise I didn't do that.
It was
I
bad.
promise,
No,
it was real
yeah,
bad.
like
Yeah.
when you get that shit early, that shit just.
It was so
And
freeing.
you've been so shielded in your little like bubble, your
Yes.
like stage crew bubble.
Stage crew, they done protected
protect
me.
you.
They done loved on me.
But you got out of
I
like
got
that.
out.
You know Wakanda when like the little fucking roach monsters was like finally got that one little
Yes.
hexagon. They finally.
And then just last week we was on set, and we had lunch break, and we was rapping DMX. You know, the women's all the name video.
It got bad.
So then Quinn was like, I know every word of Dreams and Nightmares. We're like, you don't know every word. Nobody. So Quinn starts rapping every word, right? We having a great time, right? Didn't know that song was that long. And after Hold Up, Wait a Minute, I'm done with that song. I'm like, okay, next.
But it's funny in this hashtag content. They ate it up on Instagram.
And on Twitter, it was going great.
I
come back 2 days
know
later.
what it was.
You said it?
Somebody sent me the video out of context. I just got the video and like another tweet. Like somebody had got the video from another tweet and sent it to me. And so I had no context for what was going on.
What'd you say,
I
Callie?
said, in my mind, I said, what the hell? Because I don't like to hang out with coworkers. Like, so I thought this was a regular workplace.
That's
the thing.
what
I didn't know.
I thought, I'm like, oh, that's the break room in Kev's studio. So niggas has probably been shooting all day. Like, it's not a regular 9 to 5.
And people put their own selves in their own lunch.
Ain't no cubicles here. Well, there are kind of cubes.
Yeah.
It's a cubicle.
But if that happened at Bank of America, okay.
I thought this was like the Google office or something, and I said, you know
ain't
what?
seen
I would
12
have
niggas
changed
rapping
the
Meek Mill?
trajectory of everybody's life. I'm gonna pass out in here. I'm gonna make a fucking scene. Don't you ever do this again. But then when I got the context, I was like, oh,
yeah, like this is a studio. People are having fun. This is not a regular job.
I thought it was a regular job, and I'm like, that's why I eat lunch in my car. That is why I don't fuck with you people.
Somebody commented and her thing got 4 million impressions. I hate corny black people.
Oh.
I was like, she rapping Meek Mill.
But Meek Mill is corny.
Me and he don't
Mill
know
is
he
the worst.
corny.
But
Did
is
you
Dreams
see
and
him?
Nightmares? We still allow that?
I
mean-
dreams and nightmares. I have to be
It's been 10 years.
strong.
So you gotta be. It's getting to swag surf territory.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah, it's getting to swag. Surf
And I say
territory.
watermelon after the first like popular part. Like, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? If you look at the video of me, watermelon. I don't know them fucking words.
I remember my first time hearing it, and I was like, who are these niggas? Like, what is this song? I don't know. But then it's like, okay, niggas started rapping it. Then like the end of college, that was
Got
really
it.
like popping.
Yeah.
But now it's starting to get to swag surf is in the Elephant Graveyard, and then Dreams and Nightmares is slowly creeping.
I'm gonna surf me in swag.
We still do that our tour right now. Still go.
And it still goes.
Yeah.
Depending on the audience. People our age like, oh, don't you play swag surf no more. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. So it's like people act like they too good. Usually like Spelman grads. So you're like, you really just gotta gauge it.
I want you to know the thing that popped up in my mind that I ate that I have to tell you later when you said that. Girl, God is working on me. No. We'll talk.
I'm like,
yeah, we'll
talk.
talk.
Files. But yeah, it's yeah.
But it was great.
But you can get
because I'm not special.
You're not, friend.
You're special. If you're special, I'd rather
not special enough to be of
I want people to criticize my work because that means I have work worth criticizing. Yeah. If everything I put out, everybody's just like, it's fine. It's like, I don't want a bowl of soup work. You know how you eat a soup and it's just like, it wasn't a great dinner, but I ate and I'm full. I don't want that about my art. I want somebody to be like, either that shit was fantastic or that shit sucked. Like,
but that's the thing. Niggas don't even make it about the art. Niggas make it about you. What I do? Like, did I fucking
And I should have learned early because my son's first video that went viral on World Star.
I remember that. I remember seeing
and
that.
And my wife eventually called World Star and had them take the comments down.
You can call World Star?
She found a way.
A black mother will find a way.
They was in the comments like, that big lip monkey probably stole that laptop. I was like,
the baby! Not the baby!
Well, they're talking about me. They're talking about me.
Oh.
Like, his dad probably stole the laptop. And coon this, coon that, and I thought, oh, that's just World Star. But after World Star died, then people went to they're still existing in the world.
Spread out.
And these people, I always say these people vote. I always bring it back. Make sure y'all get out and vote when it's time to vote, because these motherfuckers on Twitter and these people on the internet vote. They go vote. They vote and they impact things.
Like the white girls or was it the Asian girl went on the street and asked men where like the labia was or some shit, and niggas like, I don't know her forehead. I don't give a fuck about bitches. It's like, they don't know nothing.
They don't know shit about shit.
They didn't know nothing about nothing.
All right, let's finish our jokes of the week so we can get through everything on the agenda.
My joke of the week. Let me get up on task. Sorry. My joke of the week is that people are just not finding out that I'm thick as fuck, and I've been telling them for years I'm thick, and y'all thought I was just playing. Because I guess people are like, oh, because Glorilla says she's thick, but she's not really thick. But I was like, no, I'm actually like, I literally like will stop traffic. Like I am thick as fuck. And then I guess I posted that video of me on Saturday at the show when I was walking on stage, and I purposely did it in other angles. I was like, no, you can't see my ass in this video, but you can see it in this video. So I spliced it, but it kind of came out brilliantly, perfect. But I really just wanted y'all to see my ass, but then I didn't realize that y'all really had never seen my ass like that before. So,
period.
I'm being subtweet like, oh yeah, that funny Mitch lady thick as fuck. I'm just like, wow, I'm the funny Mitch lady, and I'm also thick as fuck.
Right.
So,
my legacy to be that I'm thick. So I'm so happy that that's happening for you.
But I will say, by being more cartoonishly thick, like it's giving really like Dexter's mama from Dexter's Lab. Like, I'm attracting a different kind of nigga now, and it's making me a little uncomfortable because like food niggas that's 80 pounds. It do be like food niggas.
The bigger you are, the
Fresh and Fit
food
niggas.
niggas.
Huh?
Or Fresh and Fit podcast.
They like white women.
They're blocked. But I'm saying like it's like I don't have to say this without being offensive. So, but yeah,
just say it.
Just like it's.
We'll put some SpongeBob over it if it's bad.
It'd be like more bubble bassier kind of niggas that be like, yeah, your thick ass, and I'd be like, no.
See, the thing about it, and I say this all the time, and I don't want to be offensive either, but I've said it already, so double jeopardy. I'm already thick.
I'm already thick.
Too many titties and too many ass cheeks. I got it. I'm bringing the tits to the function and the ass. Me and you can't be hearing 4 claps. No, like, honestly, I just need my rhythm.
I was with a thick poppy once, a thicker poppy, because he kind of fluctuated. His he's like a roller coaster kind of weight person.
Yeah, eating disorder?
No. You like, like some niggas like will get real skinny or get real big and just like that's just how that's their vibe.
Because men can just think about losing weight and then
they
do it.
lose
not
it.
Everybody, not everybody. Because I've been thinking for a long time. I've been thinking about a lot of things and nothing's been happening. You know how hard it is to be in Atlanta trying to eat right? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's why I just don't.
You gotta stay in the house if you're trying to eat right.
Really do.
You can't go nowhere.
Everywhere.
Even slutty vegan, that shit is still rich.
Just because it's vegan don't mean it's healthy.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fair as fuck.
Yeah.
They got some good ass fries with slutty vegan. I don't really do vegan food.
Slutty vegan kind of was intimidating though when I first went because they was like, "We got a virgin." I was like, I have kids. Then I realized they meant it was my first time at slutty vegan.
Oh, bless your heart.
I don't like restaurants where they yell at me.
Also, I just want to say this. Mel ran the light during the show.
Oh my God!
Mel
why are you telling people this?
Mel ran the light because we want you to be great. You want to be good, you want to be
I'm
great.
just now trying to come to terms, but I've been I've had to sit with this. I sat in the dark and trying to figure it out. I realized I went back over my tape. It took me 30 seconds to even start talking from when they called me. It took me a while to even start, and then when you're dealing with the crowd, they were so loud, so I had to like.
She had a monster set though.
I believe
that's why we excused it.
I believe it.
She was like
it took
a
time.
monster.
I had to like deal with.
I
the
was
crowd.
worried for you. I really was.
You didn't think I was gonna kill?
No. I knew you had the capability, but sometimes that roar, it will rock you.
It did.
Cause you're like, oh, like it's the big. It's like, you know, say you're a good high school player, and then you go play at the championship.
Georgia Dome, right?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, wait, I ain't been playing on this scale. And Atlanta, at the time you were on the stage, they was rocking. The energy could move you backwards. And when you was walking on stage, I was like, you usually walk more confident than that. You was
I was walking like, how y'all doing? Hey,
like that. How y'all doing?
And so when they were screaming for me specifically, like when they saw me, I saw them see me and like, oh, I'm clapping for you specifically, not just because we're clapping. That's when I said like, okay, free.
Yeah, that's why you ran. That's 30 minutes, 30 seconds.
And it took me a while to get up there. And then I had on some $20 heels, and them shits really did hurt. Like I went down to Shoeland, and they had some cute shit up in there. Them motherfuckers hurt. And I will say, because my mom was like, that's why you can't buy them cheap shoes. But my Tom Fords hurt too, bitch. So not bitch mom, not to my mom. I'm just saying in general, like bitch in the general.
Ma'am, that was her all by herself.
No,
I didn't have nothing to do with that.
No disrespect to Sharon. I wasn't saying like, I wasn't calling. Ooh. Anyway.
I'm not involved.
But I'm just saying.
I haven't called my mom that name by accident forever.
I don't call my mom. I was oh my God. I was just saying
she ain't
like
gonna
proverbial mom. Right. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of factors in that.
And she showed me her set.
I
it was 5 minutes.
It was 5 on the dot.
And I said, Mel,
you gotta have some buffer time.
Did you leave room for laughs? She was like, no. And then proceeded to go out there and do all 5. I said, Mel, they going.
I should have stopped. I should have stopped at the uncircumcised.
You should have. You had them.
I should have. And another thing too is like, dang, like sometimes when you get up there and it's a laugh out loud and they don't laugh, it's like, okay, well, how about Goody Goo Goo? And it's like.
But see, when the audience don't laugh at some shit that I genuinely think is funny, I'm gonna laugh because I wrote it. I'm getting somebody to laugh at this bitch,
funny.
even if it's me.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny.
So I was just very humiliated. So I guess that's my joke of the week as well. So,
but she learned though.
I learned it won't happen again. I know right when to stop, and I can just have time to.
The comedian will never say Mel didn't run the light. They will only say you ran the light. If you go under, nobody's like, she went under. Yeah. Unless you bail. If you're supposed to do 25
and you stop at 7.
Yeah.
I had to like, at least y'all know.
But you'll never get a reputation for that. Yeah. That's just considered a bomb. Like, he bombed, so he bailed. Still not as bad as doing good and running the light. It's crazy, ain't it?
Comedy is crazy, too.
So many rules.
And I'm also spoiled, too, because I'm so used to working with just you, and you just, like, make fun of me and then be going, but, like, now I got, okay, let me cut this joke. I can't be going up. If I get fucking, I don't know, Red Fox called me up, and I went over the light with Red Fox, and Red Fox was like, fuck it, girl, and you can't do jokes. I don't know.
You upset me.
Sanford. But anyway, what's your joke of the week? So
my joke of the week is that I was taking the dog out yesterday. And you know, my building is owners, people who own the condos, long-term renters, and short-term renters. So it's a mix. So some people I just don't get to know unless they live like right close to me. So I'm bringing the dog back in from taking him out. Mind you, Jodeci is like, moving and shaking and shit. I'm trying to get him in the house. This white lady stops me and she said, I've never seen you in the building before. And I said, I've never seen you either. Hello. Like, how you? She said, I'm Maddie's mom. He lives in 4. The tall, handsome, dark-haired one?
Not dark
That's
hair.
my son.
Not
I
tall.
said, okay, because I've never seen him before. And she's like, that's my son. Y'all should meet. She was like, in 4? In 4, and she made me like peek around the stairs, like I can't count and also don't live in the building and know where 4 is. She's like, right there, I'm his mom. I'm in town until the end of the week. I was like,
and these are
the palm-colored people.
You couldn't tell by the voice?
I mean, I know, but I'm just
and
like.
she said dark-haired, not dark.
That's what I'm saying.
Dark
so I'm
hair.
like, I figured they were white, but I'm just, she's laying on thick.
Lily white. Look like, what's the one that's in trouble? With the football boy? Leanne Tui. Look just like that.
Oh, I'm about to say, who the fuck you talking about? Oh,
Yeah.
The Blind Side.
Yep, so that's my joke of the week.
He said,
but
I saw this gal, she was thick as fuck, son. You need to go get this black gal who lives out in the front of the building.
When I wear certain hairstyles,
I was gonna say
white
it's the
people
wig.
just talk to me more. So I think this is one of my white people wigs.
I was about to say, it's definitely
That-
the wig.
It is kind of Aaron Brockovich.
Thank you. That's what I'm going for. Thank you. I had just watched that. We here.
They love Aaron Brockovich too.
But
So
that
do I.
bang wig is too white. White people are having full on conversations with me with that bang wig. I'm all set. I'm
That's a
good.
very funny joke, by the way.
Thank you.
I done put my order in for my cash doll wig. You hoes not gonna be able to take me when I get my
Is
cash
that the
doll.
one you said you need on your desk by?
You think I didn't text my wig girl? I said, hey, she got my head measurements and everything. She's ready.
You did the Lala Anthony meme?
Give me this. I have texted her. I will have my bundles to her soon. I will get them. I'm trying to think, should I do red or should I go with the black?
I think you should do. I mean, you've done red for a while. It's whatever you want to do.
I've done red for a minute.
What's your fall color? I already picked my fall hair color.
Let's go with my homecoming hair.
Are we having a fall though with climate change?
Oh, we're all gonna die.
Yeah.
A hurricane and an earthquake in California at the same time.
A hurricane? A hurricane in California?
If y'all don't get down to that altar and repent.
Oh, now everybody want to come back. Now everybody love it.
Baby, I know Sarah Jake's church better be packed on Sunday. I'll be in there with her and what's his name?
Teray?
Oh, yeah, hello. I'll be in like Paul Board.
A hurricane is crazy. You're an idiot.
Open the floodgates.
That reminds me of one of my funniest
You show it out
stories.
because we got a guest. Wrap it up.
I am.
My brother, when September 11th
No, you be
happened,
singing.
September 11th happened, my brother thought the rapture was happening, and he was out in the world at this time. He was having the sex.
Deep in the world.
That man said September 11th happened. He left the barbershop, went straight to the church. It was locked. He was like, I'm sorry, Jesus.
Cape still on.
Banging on the church door. He thought the rapture happened, and then eventually he was like, man, it's been a long time past and nothing else happened.
When you go to the church when it's closed, that's how you know.
Everybody there is too.
I can't tell y'all what happened, but I was at the church. I begged lady at the front desk because I go to a pretty large church. It's always over there. I said, let me in the sanctuary. She said, it's closed. I said, I don't care. Open it. I need to lay at the altar.
I need to go in here. I got to clarify myself.
Please. I laid on the altar just flat out like a starfish. I said, Lord, help me.
I know God was like,
what the fuck?
Can you imagine God grinning to you? Charlie, if you don't get off the altar and get back to the house.
I told you leave that alone. I just remember when that song,
I thought I was pregnant by
redacted.
I said, Lord, one of us is gonna have to take this baby if it's in there. So
I would rather him be with you.
I'd rather be you.
I'd rather be with you. Yeah.
Oh my God.
One of us is going to have to take this baby. It's a wild sentence.
I be telling God,
Reverse.
boom, gun compartment, get out of here. I'm sorry,
It's a little
God.
dark podcast.
It's a good time.
We get
Dark
dark.
and
Yeah. Period. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's get into the interview. Okay,
Oh.
so yeah, we're here now. We've been here for 45 minutes, but we're
It's
finally
hot
getting
as
to the
balls in this motherfucker.
You want my
oh my
fan?
God.
Would you like a fan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, sweet
interview.
love.
Still here. This is the Still Here segment.
Okay.
I'm
Still here.
Okay, so let's talk about your journey and how you were able to use humor to push through your trauma. You talk about your daddy issues, which we have a lot of over here. So let's talk about that.
Why are you changing your
These
voice?
are our interview voices.
I don't know if I ever thought of humor to push through trauma. I think humor for me is a part of everything. So when trauma is present, humor is also present. I think humor's just been like the Holy Ghost. I think humor's just always been my coping method for everything. Everything good, everything bad. That joke gonna come. I mean, when my brother passed away, the jokes were there immediately. I just held on to him for a little bit because I was like probably too early. I want him to hit. So I mean, listen. What you want me to do?
Funny to me, so.
What you want me to do?
I mean, I think it's fine to joke about death. It's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible
like,
thing.
You should be able to make it funny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. Me and my family have such great inside jokes from my dad's funeral. Like, I think I've shared at least one of them before, but like one of the jokes is that like my dad's stepdad played in my dad's face with when my grandma passed with like sending money. I think he sent like $200 from like the house money or some shit.
Jesus.
From
From the
From
sale of a home.
From the sale of the home.
Oh, damn.
And
We
then,
gotta start beating
this
people
when I
up
was in high
again.
school, so like my parents had to use that money for like my coats or some shit. So I personally felt guilty about it. So when my dad died, we at the funeral, and we doing the processional. You know, we walk in the family. I remember that it was so funny because we talking about, okay, we got to kill him. So what we gonna wear? We wearing cream. My mama had a nasty
Buttercream,
ponytail.
cockskin, buttercream.
Fur. And the concept was orange because fur FAMU, and then like cream because classy. Mama had a nasty ponytail, had some shades. I think Monique and Melissa together. I was walking with mom. We crying. I had some Betsy Johnson shades, my favorite shades. I was like giving real like cunty bereavement, right?
Right. Cunty bereavement? Listen.
Cunty bereavement.
Cunty
we
bereavement.
Walking in as a family, you know, the music's playing. I blocked out most of this, but this I remember. And then he tried to come in the family processional, and we like, my mom said,
Right.
Really? She came out of grief
and then
and went back to grief?
Because get your ass out the way.
Nigga.
Heisman?
Heismaned him. And then went right back to crying and proceeding. And I was like...
Funerals, I think, often take place after you've processed like the bulk of your grief, and then it gets real when you're like seeing the body and like all of those things. So like you have some bigger emotions. But like funerals for me, if they're like distant, I haven't had, thank God, like I haven't had anybody like super close to my nuclear family pass. But funerals for me, like my cousin's funeral, I told you my little cousin ran to the side of the casket. Baby, the way I had to swallow my laughter and turn it into a sob, I had where is my Emmy? The way I had to eat that laugh, I was like, ah! And then my head hit the wall. Like, he ran into the side. If the casket had fallen, I'm sorry.
No.
Like, I'm so sorry. Like,
funerals are funny.
Funerals are so funny.
Because if you want me to get in that sad bag, you're calling the police. So let me laugh at my shit.
Baby.
I remember when my brother's funeral, all his kids were around his casket. And we all crying, and they like leaning on the casket. And it's on like hydraulics things. Yeah. So the casket is rocking. And I'm like, all right. Y'all, I'm nice at first. Like, y'all don't lean on the casket. Don't lean. And they, Daddy, take me with you. I'm like, all right now. Now if he roll out of here, it's going to be all messed up. So back up off the the thing is jerking. Come on now. Who going to scoop him up? What if his shoes ain't on in there? What if the people didn't? You don't know the shoes was on.
Slippers like on Kingdom
They could have had toes out. They could have been like, we didn't have room for the shoes, and now you're in here like, well, my daddy got toes out, and now we wouldn't need to know that. Now you gonna have her.
I've seen two caskets get lowered. I don't need to be present at that part anymore because it takes you out of the element of like the event part of it. It's certain things you shouldn't see about weddings, birthday parties, any sort of thing that is like pageantry. We don't send us home before you do this part because they be having the bitch on their
like
crane.
when people come anymore. They don't really want that to be a part of it anymore.
The 2 times I've seen that, I was like, this is a shenanigan.
Yeah.
This is the worst game of Tetris I've ever seen in my life. Like, I don't know.
I got another funny story about my dad's funeral. God forgive me, Dad. I mean, if you ain't struck by lightning by now, I ain't getting struck. But
he knows who you are.
He does. My dad was in the mausoleum. Now Sharon did her big one. She was like, I ain't letting them crackers see me messing up with Mike. We gonna put him with the Cubans.
And not with the Cubans.
And I'm not. Everybody is that Spanish name. I'm not even gonna go into like the Rogelio from Jane the Virgin, but that's everybody's name.
Don't upset me.
Hispanic. Michael Mitchell. It's like the Virgin Mary. Everybody's Catholic. Nigga, that's my daddy right there.
But you know what? Stunt.
They put him in the wall.
Every time you say your daddy is in a wall,
it's so funny to say it that way.
It freaks me out.
But when them niggas' knees buckled trying to put him in that wall, and I was like, my cousin was like, "Ooh, fuck, shit, all right, hold on," and I was like,
You can't do right. You just can't. You are unable.
But see, we shouldn't be at
all
that part.
I remember from my dad's funeral is the funny parts. Okay, this is one last joke I'm gonna say to my daddy. So we being dark. My daddy looked like Gerald Levert. My daddy looked like Gerald Levert. When I wanted something from him, I'd be like, "Hey, Gerald, can I have some money?" But when he was in that box, he looked like Eddie. And I was like, that's not my fucking daddy. Do it right. And that's why I don't trust that. I'm not going to say the name of the funeral home on flash shows that did my daddy. They didn't do right by my daddy.
They'll put anybody in the casket over there.
The body.
That might not even be
they
your people.
They do no good job with my daddy, but we
like
went
himself?
down. No, we went, Eddie. We took him back to Miami, and he went to range. He was back to Gerald. I said, that's my daddy.
We're not going to name the funeral home, but when
But
I tell
you know exactly what I'm talking
they'll
about.
put anybody in that box. You don't know who the fuck
They don't do
is.
no good bodies.
They don't do no good. They don't do no good bodies.
I ain't gonna say
They
no
sure
names.
don't. Cause they did a body that I've seen recently. I said, whomst the fuck?
Who are these niggas?
Is this? Who is this?
Who this fuck?
Who this fuck?
I'm so glad because
looking in the casket and going, what the fuck is crazy?
I was in school because this is around the time we had to take the graduation test. When my dad died, we were deep in like lean on me graduation test prep.
Locking the doors.
So
real
like,
DeKalb County style.
Yeah, real DeKalb County shit. So my sisters and my mom are the ones going to see the body, whatever. I'm in school. I'm so glad I was in school because they were like, we showed our ass down to the hospital because my dad was in a coma for 2 weeks. He had a stroke. He was like, he was full of medicine, so you know he swell up and shit. He didn't look himself. I'm so glad I didn't see that shit. Whew, school has saved me. And then when my grandmama passed, I was away at school, so I wasn't here for that either. I was like, thank God. Thank God for academia. Okay, let's get back on task.
Yes. Oh, one more thing. If I pass before my people, have them do me right. I've got it all written down.
I'm going to
Don't let them bury me in my afro, because they will try. Put my wig on. I keep saying it. Put my wig on. Do my shit right.
Do my shit right.
You at work. Do my shit.
I'm nice to you.
I'm nice to you. Do my shit right.
I would like to be stood up in my funeral. I want to haunt everybody. Please have a mic stand. I want to be stood up.
Well, I told you I was going to haunt my family, right?
To your funeral.
You have to come.
I will not.
You going to be like Marcus Henderson in Soul Man? You going to come out the piano?
You standing up in there, I'm gone.
See, I've hired someone.
You know that lady in Chicago who was on the floor and she was grinding like this? I want to be on the floor like this.
You're disgusting. I've paid a deposit to someone to come into my funeral and mysteriously sing the theme song to Reba and then leave so my family can fight about it. That is what I've done. And none of them listen to this podcast, but y'all have upset me my entire life, so deal with that. Try to figure out what that is. And also, I've instructed the person to say that I buried like money and gold somewhere. Find it. It's not there.
And Uncle Pete's TV. Pastor Fan Friend. Who are your comedy big three?
Oh.
No segue.
Arnest J.
Okay. I can see that.
Arnest J was
Physical
my
comedy
favorite.
king.
Physical comedy. Foot on the gas all the time. Sinbad.
Okay.
Sinbad
cool.
is one of the people,
too.
very funny. Didn't cuss, but you didn't like
Miss it. You didn't miss it.
You didn't realize it. And probably Eddie Murphy, because his jokes really, some of his jokes, not all of them, but some of them would sound fresh today. Right? A lot of times stand-up doesn't age well, or the specials are so dated to like, this is happening today.
Yeah.
But like Funny Man, his Ice Cream Man joke, still funny.
Before I even knew I could pick up a mic and do this shit myself, I would watch the ice cream bit on YouTube over and over. It was just so funny. And like childhood, like kids are assholes like this.
I feel like that about the hamburger joke, where it's like we gotta make
they're
McDonald's
like
at
cousin
home.
jokes.
Oh, I love that.
I want McDonald's hamburger. It's just.
And Jamie Foxx's, if I could do Three Impossible. Jamie Foxx's special, I Might Need Security. The piano section is my favorite joke by any stand-up comedian because nobody else can do it but Jamie. It's such a great original
I want more specials
joke.
From Jamie.
He didn't go back.
I feel like I know Jamie Foxx. So just like to unpack that there, in my mind, we're friends. Like we're locked in and not switching up. Jamie, listen,
Eric.
I need more specials. Eric, I need it.
Eric.
Yes. I showed my mom on YouTube, which she's seen it. So like, you know, children try to show you shit like you haven't seen it and like you weren't an adult like when it happened, or like a teenager. So I tried to show her once the hamburger joke from Eddie Murphy. And I said, this is you. And because I asked for McDonald's and she put a big ass bell pepper and a big ass onion in it. She did not find that shit funny at all. And now that I'm grown, I'm like, imagine you doing the best you can and you really don't have money to be buying this little bitch McDonald's. And then she comes to you and shows you a joke about putting a big ass bell pepper in some ground beef. That lady was hot. She was pissed. She was like, you? Get out of my face.
Get the fuck out of here.
You get the fuck out of here right now. I was like, ooh, sorry. I thought it was funny. I don't know.
We can already answer your favorite comedy special.
Okay.
Okay, we can go into this one. Leveraging internet success.
Okay.
At what point did you realize that you could make a legitimate career off of what you were doing on the internet?
What do you mean by legitimate?
Like, cause okay, I followed you from either it was. I found you in 2012 with the stuff Church Girls Say, because I was watching the Billy Sorrell stuff Girls Say, and I did like a stuff FAMU Girls Say. So I had watched all the stuff Redacted Say, stuff fill in the blank Say. So I was like, oh, these niggas in church, this is funny, I'm having a good time. And that was like 2012. Okay. And I remember like when Zay was acting, and then I remember you eventually moved to LA. I was like, oh, he's doing this, great, look at you. What was your moment like?
I could pay some bills with this.
Got it. Yeah. I remember specifically. I don't usually say numbers, but I'm going to just say this one number in this moment. Real Comedian's first tour, I had done this thing where you could buy, if you were a super fan, you could, if I was going to do a show in Miami, where are you from?
I'm from here.
Here. Miami and Atlanta, you're a super fan. For $15, you can buy a ticket to the show, but I don't even know where the venue is at yet. just you want to make sure because we're only gonna be like 200 or 300 seats. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was me and Greg in my living room, and we had a little house in Reseda that was terrible. And I put all the cities on sale, and I only had like maybe 20 of those tickets per city were like the $15. No matter where it is, I'll pull up. And we made like $15,000 that day. And I watched it go from like 1,000 to 2,000 to 3,000. Mind you, this was like 50 cities on tour, so it's not really a lot. And it wasn't enough to like pay everything, but I was like, oh snap, these people are buying tickets to a show they don't even know where it's at. And the moment I had made enough ticket sales, because luckily this time prior to the pandemic, PayPal would give you your money immediately. So would Eventbrite. After the pandemic, they don't pay you out until the event's over in case you cancel. So I was getting ticket money from all the shows at once, and I was like, oh, before the tour was over, I was like, I can pay Tony into here out if I don't sell another ticket. That's when I was like, this is gonna be more lucrative than I realized.
I love that.
And once that
What
tour,
year was
this was 2018.
Okay.
That tour was really when I was like, oh, okay, you got it. Like, if you can keep doing this,
you're good.
this can be very lucrative.
But you gotta work. You gotta get on that road.
Yeah.
So what are some of the pitfalls of taking this as seriously as you've done? Like, because clearly, like, it's your whole job now. So, like, what are some things that you're like, I wish I would have known this up front? Or, you know, if I could go back in time, like, what are some things in that regard?
I think some of the pitfalls, I feel like I have to be on the internet. I think there's a healthy amount of life lived not being on the internet. That's why I take vacation and stuff. But I think I'm chronically online, and I think that can mess with your mind. And as a comedian, you want to make every person laugh in the audience, regardless of how many people are in there. So in turn, I think that makes you want to make everybody happy and like everybody like you. And you cannot apply that. You can't make everybody laugh in a show sometimes, and you don't know why that person is not laughing. But we will eliminate 500 laughers for that one person in row 3 who's not laughing. Now I forget everybody else. I want to make you laugh. So I think I applied that to the internet, and I'm like, I want to make everybody like me and all this type of stuff. And then I felt like over like the last year, I felt like I was like, I don't want to make this mistake and say this wrong thing in this community. And just like, then you feel like you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
So back to what I was saying earlier, when people didn't like me anyway, it was like, oh, good.
Yeah.
Like,
no matter what you do.
Yeah, no matter what you do, whatever podcast you do, I look in the comments on everything. And that's probably another negative, looking in the comments on everything.
I read every comment.
I read too many comments. No matter what I do.
I read until I start crying, and I'm like, and I just push the button, I'm like, not for me.
Whatever you do, somebody's not going to like a part of it. I did Celebrity Squares. People are like, oh, you did that, but I'm sad you had to work with this person. And you Chick-fil-A, but you can't do this because I don't like Chick-fil-A. And they did this. And you interview with that person. It's like, well, everybody has something. Somebody, if you do an interview with me, they'd be like, you know, he didn't protect black women. You know, he did this. You know, like they gonna say.
You know what's? Oh,
go ahead.
No, I was saying I tried to limit the amount of conversations that I have with cis hetero men. And I'm realizing that this is really the first time that I've sat down with like a comedian that was like not my cousin. You know, like that's not somebody I know. And what you're describing, which I find so funny, is simply being a woman with any sort of platform. Yeah. What you're describing is like we have to go into shows, into internet, TikTok, whatever, knowing that the criticism is going to be double or triple of what it would be for any other group. So it's like we kind of go into it with like this really thick skin of being like anything that I post on the internet, whether it's my body, whether it's a joke, whether it's an opinion, a tweet, I know somebody's going to call me fat.
For sure.
I know somebody's going to tell me I'm not as cute as I think I am. I know somebody's going to say something about whatever. I know it's coming. Or I know somebody's going to say I'm not funny or bitches are crazy or whatever the fuck. And I just got to eat that every time. So it's interesting listening that had to be like an epiphany for you when it's like you get your ass beat out the gate with
everything you post?
Everything you post.
Or even if it's good, it's like, even with me, oh, yeah, my ass is fat, but then it got kind of weird, like, y'all want to hear that shit clapping. It's like, okay, let's
no.
relax.
When I posted that cow bikini,
it got weird.
I was like, oh, no, get it from Africa. Get it back.
I was going to say it, but I didn't want to say it. Once that shit got to Africa,
once that shit get to South Africa, Nigeria, Lagos,
it's done.
It's done.
And
you're whacked. The shit is awful.
Once you said get this to Africa, Josh turned his camera off. That's not going to make the documentary.
No, seriously.
The motherland misogyny is crazy. It's very thick. But to what you were saying, which is exactly what I was going to go into, we have to be so careful with the men we attach ourselves to. There's a reason I'm the only person in all my skits. If I'm playing all 19 characters, it's just me. I ain't got to be tied to nobody. I ain't got to do whatever. But I was very careful with, you know, being in a male-dominated space. Anyway, most of the men who have helped me in comedy or I've been around in comedy have been men, It's men. But when I not signed on to work with Kev, I ain't signed no contracts, nothing. But when I attached myself to Kev, I was like, hey, I want to do Keep Your Distance, and he wanted to do tour, whatever. I was like, okay, Kev is safe. Kev ain't gonna bother me. I'm gonna get paid on time. Kev is a safe man. And then still got dragged. It was like, well, fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this is why it's so hard for us to navigate this world as a woman or as a female comedian, as a female creator, as a female whatever the fuck who wants to be some kind of conscious or some kind of give a fuck about something. It's always going to be something. So now I'm attached to Kev, and now I look like I'm not but what I'm saying I'm about because I'm attached to a man who, has a spotted past. And I will say, I mean, you got dragged, and we all talked about it. You was dead, that's wrong. Like, we only got to beat that horse 1,000 times.
I'm not going to say anything about it. I just said it in my living room. You was wrong. You got your lash or whatever, but even me laughing now, it's like, oh, so you don't give a fuck about fat, black, dark-skinned women? It's like, okay, now hold on.
Well, there's no nuance.
It's
the
no
internet
nuance
has removed
in that. Because we had already talked about it.
The world is gray. This isn't like a movie where the villain is pure evil and the good guy is pure good. We are all good and bad. Hopefully, we are all growing and learning.
We're not, though.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's definitely true. Yes. But even if you are growing, that means at one point in time, you weren't there.
Yeah.
And the internet is a timestamp for where you were at that time. What you thought was funny, what your views were, what you thought. Back in the day in comedy, I don't mean back in the day like comedy's better, but back in the day, if you had a joke that was offensive, you just stopped saying it. Right?
Now it's forever.
You got to go back and delete it because there's jokes that I used to do that I wouldn't do anymore, but there's nothing to delete because I was saying them on stage and nobody was recording me.
But see, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, I was just saying the only thing about what you say, what you thought was funny in 2012, look back at what the Office, the show, jokes they couldn't do. America's Next Top Model as a show, the way they were
I
treated.
want Tyra Banks in prison.
Right.
You couldn't do that
in 2003, we was like, oh, this is television. But now it's like, yuck.
But we thought, oh, this is what models do. Remember when you said they used to say it was thick, too fat to be a model on the show?
They acted like Takara was on a 600-pound life.
Right.
When I looked at the picture, that's the most beautiful stacked bitch I ever seen in my fucking life.
Mind you, that shit ruined my self-esteem. I grew up in the house of the misogynist, so I'm already hearing, like, you need to wear some sleeves and you need to wear some basketball shorts. So I'm already, like, fucked up in the head about my body. And then so when I saw Takara just get introduced on the show, I'm like, it's bitches on TV built like me. And they got the really fat bitch, fat bubbly lard ass,
goddamn blubber butt asshole. You get the fuck up this runway, you fat bitch.
And in my mind, I'm like, people are calling me fat behind my back. I'm like, this is what they said on TV.
Did you see Jennifer Hudson post her American Idol audition yesterday? And I'm like, this is the cutest bitch I ever seen. But when in 2004, it was like, hey, I'm here to sing the song.
You want to see a bitch go down the slide? And it's like, no.
He's a bitch sing the song, and I'm fat, and I love food. It's just like, I'm looking at this skinny ass
She's
bitch.
so little.
I'm like, she's so skinny and little and small.
Which I'm having to dig my heels in about my body right now, because we on the way back to heroin chic. Baby, I'm finna be the biggest bitch on the planet in like 6 months. I know it. I can tell by the clothes. The plus size clothes getting ugly again.
I've been hearing the
they
big
doing
girls
the
say like, hey.
on the plus size clothes.
Hey.
Oh, I'm finna
like,
be
yeah,
everybody's big
are coming
bitch.
back, bitch. I'm like, oh no, it's about to ease into the largest and extra largest for me.
They
bitch.
started
I'm like,
putting them
no,
little titty
coming.
cups on the dresses again.
No!
Oh my god.
No!
Shit done got serious. Shit done got serious.
That heroin chic is going crazy. Like seeing the fucking Hadid girl. Did you see her fucking pelvic bone?
Did you see Khloe Kardashian? Who is this bitch?
Who is this?
Who is
this hoe?
I've never seen I had to go dig when I saw the picture because I follow the surgery page.
I do too.
I follow the surgery page because I need to stay abreast of things for when I get my titties chopped off and when they build my abs. So when it came up and I saw her, I said,
who is this white woman?
Who is this? Cause you know what I'm saying? Like I like the dress, I like the bob. I was like, okay, white lady, because I don't support the Kardashians. I would never say that out loud. Like if I knew who it was, I looked and it said Khloe Kardashian. I said out loud in my house to my dog, I know you fucking lied. I showed it to the dog. Who is this?
He was
like, get out of my face. I'm a dog, and I don't understand what you're talking about. But I'd be talking to him like he's a person. But anyway, I said, who the fuck is this? She has Ozempic'd herself.
That Ozempic, they gotta get that shit off the streets. Give me a little bit. But once I get mine.
I've heard that some people's stomach's been locked up, though.
My stomach locked up anyway.
You fuck your stomach up doing that shit, but I did
like
go.
Wise, or what we
no,
about?
your lining of your stomach.
You
fucking up your insides.
It's not digesting correctly anymore.
I was out of town at an unnamed family member house and saw that little Ozempic sitting in the back. I felt like Countess Vaughn in that little gym. Let me get a little piece of that. Let me get a little bit of that Zempic.
A little bit of that Zempic.
I got a smooth 15 to 19 pounds to lose. I just don't think God will let me do it because he know the bullshit I'm going to be on.
Yeah.
Once
I done lost
do
5, and I'm a couple more pounds from the 170s. If I can get to a smooth 173.
See, and you know my rule is I just got to be no more than 10 pounds bigger than you. You know that's my rule.
That's my rule?
That's my rule. As long as I'm not out of the 10 pound
we
range.
really about the same size. It's just your titties.
It's just my titties, so I'm a little heftier.
Yeah.
I'm a little bigger.
The titties
go titty each time. So I take off some of the titty weight. So as long as
if I get to 173, you 183, we fine.
If I get to 183, put your hoe up. Put your bitch up if I get to 183.
Niggas will not be said, because I done see my face already start slimming down, bitch.
Baby, one of my chins is almost gone. I got my normal chin, and then this bottom chin is trying to get the fuck up out of here. If I get to 183, put your bitch up if you want to keep them. I don't know what to tell you.
All I do when I go to the gym, I do the walk machine. I just got to handle my back and my stomach. My ass going to be big. I can't do nothing.
Ass.
It's going to be big.
We can go on another walk, too, before it start getting cold.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
Even Market's nice. I don't know if y'all been in.
Oh, yeah.
I've been
We
walking
love
around
it.
people.
We be walking over there.
We walking.
Okay. Dealing with fame. Since you're internet famous, you may not totally flex. You may
Why whispering?
I was reading to myself, not realizing I need to be reading it out loud. Since you're internet famous, you may not totally feel like a celebrity, but you may be somebody's Beyonce. How do you deal with that?
That's a good question, Melanie.
Thank you.
That is very hard to comprehend. So I took this picture with Will Smith. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I've seen it.
Okay. I think I only posted maybe once.
Yeah.
I
it was
follow
like that
you
one
on
time.
Twitter.
Okay. So I posted it, and I was like,
him?
because I want to meet him for a long time, right? Big fan of him for a long time. So since that moment, since I posted that picture one time, people have been like, when they take a picture with me, they're like, oh my God, this is my Will Smith moment. And I'm like, that is impossible. Will Smith had 10 $100 million blockbusters in a row. That man was in 10 movies straight that were over 100. All I do is make internet videos.
But don't play yourself like that.
But that's what, to me, a star is a star.
But you can be a star to scale. And that's what I'm starting to realize. Like, everything is on a scale, and different things mean different things to different people. Because I don't really open DMs. So if you've ever DM'd me about something, it takes a lot for me to open my DMs because it'd be dicks in there. But sometimes I open my DMs and somebody will say, the other day, it freaked me out and I didn't respond because just in case the person is not well, like I don't want to you know, spark it. I'm not saying you are not well because I don't know you, but I'm not going to be answering that. But the DM said something, you're my idol, I'm obsessed with you. Like I just really love your comedy and then all these compliments. And I'm like, one of my titties is hanging out of my tank top. I'm at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some sort of foreign smudge on my foot right now. I'm just beasting a thing of Cheetos and drinking wine. I can't be your idol. I cannot be the person you're
beasting a thing of Cheetos and drinking wine?
Literally.
That's just where you were in the moment,
That's just where, when I read it, literally Cheeto dust on my hands. I'm dusting on my sweatpants to fucking get the Cheeto dust off. Because I saw I'm obsessed with you and I thought it was a nigga. And I was like, you get your devil ass out of here. But then I saw it was a woman and I was just like, or when I did that video about like how you know when a man hates you, 2 women came to my DMs and was like, your video convinced me to leave my husband.
Oh.
And I was just like, hold on. I didn't say that. I'm like, if you want to leave him. But don't
put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Tally told me to leave you. No.
Don't be at home. Well, I do be telling people to leave their niggas. That's my brand. Get that nigga out of here. Get that nigga out the neighborhood. But 2 women reached out to me and was like, your video convinced me to leave my husband. I already felt like he hated me, and I just needed to hear it from somebody. And I'm like, because ain't no video finna convince me to leave my nigga. I tell you that right now. Let's Beyonce say, you, Tally, leave that nigga.
She did that on Lemonade and people did it. She was like, me and Jay are going to Paris.
That's the thing, like, we was all ready to leave all our niggas, then we build sand
castles. You gotta keep going on the album.
Ain't no Virgo leaving that nigga. First of all, ain't no Virgo leaving that nigga. A Virgo ever tell you to leave your nigga, that don't mean they leaving they nigga. They staying. They meant yo nigga, not theirs.
Legit. Ooh. No, but I get it. Like, even with me, like, because I don't feel like I'm worthy of it. That's even down to Saturday. I'm like, these things clapping for me. I think about, who is this bitch? Like, what hoe y'all done let on stage? But people were legitimately clapping for me. Or, like, even when people, like, meet me in person, they're, like, geeked. I'm just like, man, I'm afraid of the dark. Please. Like, please. Or, like, oh, my God, you're so funny. But once I say that first thank you, I don't know what else to say. Because now I'm just like,
and I think people, since we've started making the podcast visual, I be in public looking the fucking fool. Unless I'm going somewhere. But when I be down to the Kroger, down to the Target, at the park, just like generally outside, and people be like, when I told you, I forget, the listener Lauren, she saw me in Target walking over me talking about something, are you Tally? My fight or flight is crazy. Like
no, and we be talking cash shit on here, so it maybe it's fun.
It was scary.
It was nice, but what if it's like, hey, you the bitch who said niggas should die? How about you die today? And it's just like, I don't have security. I don't have nothing. I don't have that thing.
All I got is my little knife.
I don't even got that. All I have is the blood of Jesus on me. So I'm just like, what if somebody try? Hey, somebody try to murder me?
No,
down to the Ross, because I be at Ross,
right?
With my mama.
Girl, I tweeted. I told you what happened about my parking pass with my apartment. That shit was terrifying. Niggas are crazy. Y'all be scaring the hoes, man. I was in the Kroger parking lot.
We'll get there in a second too.
Huh?
Niggas are crazy.
Yeah.
Actually,
but let's go on right into it now. I'm down to the damn Kroger. I'm on the phone with my mom, and I'm so glad I was on the phone with my mom because she be listening like when niggas be weird. Like I like to have a witness. So man starts walking up towards my car, and granted his car was the car next to mine, so he wasn't being like as weird as I initially thought he was. So he's trying to chat me up and shit, and I'm like, I try to be like honest. I'm like, this is not like this is not, you're gonna hate me, I promise. Like, please, like, just get out of here. And so he looks at my parking pass hanging in my rearview mirror. He says the name of my complex, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I know where that is. I be over there. I know exactly where that is." Like the way I dry heaved, and my mom was like, "What is happening?" And I'm like, "I gotta go." And my mom was like, "I'm gonna hang up there." And I was like, "No, not you. I'm talking to the man." Like, you stay on the phone.
Stay.
I said I should not have to think about taking my parking pass down from my car.
Yeah.
So as to not be crazy murdered. What the fuck?
What the fuck? Can niggas be normal for 1 second?
And you could have just kept it. You could have just clocked it
had
and then came and murdered me. But now I'm scared.
Talk about, niggas they want to see you squirm. They like scaring the hoes. So this is gonna segue to our next topic because we kind of already talked about cancel culture and shit. Mm-hmm. Protecting black women. As you know, we hate men on this podcast.
Give it up for hating men.
And as a man, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
What is wrong with you niggas, man? For real.
I can't speak for all niggas.
Yes, you can. Do it now.
This will never happen again on this podcast, so you have to just tell us.
This is actually your charge, because you finna be the last one in this seat. So.
Oh man, I think man, a lot of people were not raised well, not maintaining well, or at all. Society. This is gonna sound terrible. Maybe it's gonna even sound pandering. Society doesn't demand a lot from men.
Oh, we know that.
We just get to do.
Just do whatever y'all want.
Just be mediocre. Most mediocre man in the history of the world became the president. Yeah. He ain't good at nothing.
And mediocre is a stretch.
Mediocre is a stretch.
Yeah.
So I think we are designed to do the least possible work necessary. Mm-hmm. And to be better and be great, you have to do work. And if you don't have to, most people are not going to. And I think that's what allows men to not be. Men can be trash, right? And women will sometimes accept that. So why be great? If my trashness
is enough to get married and get whatever.
The guy in the thing, for example, lied about his kids, got the ex. She knows he's wrong. But still and he comes back and she accepts him. What about me says now I should be better? Because the person I want now has accepted less from me. Now, if she were to say,
not being shit.
Yeah, and not saying not saying women are the reason men are not good, but I'll give you an example. My son plays soccer, really competitive soccer.
Okay.
And he had a team that was like Flight 1, which is the best, Flight 2, which is the team he was on, and then Flight 3. They were like, we don't have enough players for all 3 teams. We're gonna get one Flight 1 team and then a Flight 3 team. His team is gone. Mm-hmm. He tries out for that team. He doesn't make it. Right. So he has a choice now. You can stop playing soccer, you can play on the Flight 3 team, or you can get a coach. So he wants to be better. He wants to be on the Flight 1 team. So we got him a coach. He trains 3 times a week. He stopped drinking milk and milkshakes. He's doing push-ups. He drinks only water because what he desires is on the Flight 1 team, right? If that coach was like, you're really not good enough for the team, but I'm going to put you on there anyway, then he's not going to do the other stuff because less was accepted. And I think a lot of times in society, less is accepted for men, so we don't have to strive for more.
But see, I think that's fucked up because being raised as a girl, and I think there are different dynamics of women. Like, I'm the eldest sister. I was raised as the only child for a really long time. And you're kind of taught to be good or be better, especially as it relates to men, and especially if you were raised in a Jesus-y culture, you're kind of taught to be better for the sake of being better. And that even if a man would accept less from you, that less is not an option for you to give. So in terms of like doing well, I can't identify with the fact that, like, for me, I've only recently like stopped being like a super domestic bitch towards niggas because y'all don't appreciate it. But like, I'm that way not because I'm like cook and clean, and I'm not like that because I want to do it for a man. I'm just like that because I'm like that. I know that niggas I fuck with would accept some hamburger helper and a piece of toast. I'm aware of that.
That shit sound good as fuck right now.
I'm hungry too. I'm like,
you talking
about you,
right? But I'm
I
saying
think
I
she's
know
married
somebody
to
would
Jesus
accept that, but I wasn't raised like that. Like I was
Yeah.
raised to be good or better for the sake of being good or better, and I feel like that's where the disconnect is. Black women are taught to like achieve for the sake of achievement, personally, professionally, educationally, all of these things, no matter what whoever will accept. It's just a standard of I behave this way. So I can't understand like how as a man, first of all, why would you want to fuck with a bitch who would accept stupidity? Like that don't make you feel dirty, that like you
They don't have consciences.
fair, but you
LOL,
you got
like,
me there.
straight face.
You know
Like-
what, you answered my question. I can wrap it up.
But
there
yeah,
it is.
just goes into, it's a
There it
societal
is.
thing, it's a systemic thing. Like, you know, they say girls are raised and boys are loved and all the shit. Like, you don't really require your son to just do nothing. They can just get socialized into whatever bullshit. And you can raise your son right, and then he get on that goddamn YouTube, and then he gets socialized.
Now he all red pilly.
Now he all red pilly and incelly and wanting to shoot up schools and shit. And you done did the best you fucking could.
Nothing angers me more than how my brother, and if my dad or my stepmom see this podcast, fine. Nothing angers me more than how my brother is, he's being raised well. Great parenting, especially by my stepmom. We're not gonna talk about my dad, but my stepmom's doing an excellent job. But so little is required of him that when I visit the home that they live in, I get mad. Like, for example, like I was not allowed to go to bed, watch TV, do anything fun or for myself if the kitchen was not clean. Barely my homework. Like sometimes it would be like, if you in a good place with your homework, come clean these fucking dishes. It just be dishes in the sink, bruh, and that shit be itching my ass. Like, and then I'm getting looked at crazy because now I'm cussing. And I'm like, come wash these motherfucking dishes, man. Like, and especially because it's just, when I was in the house, it was everybody. I'm washing everybody's dishes. My granddaddy was living there when my brother was born. My grandmother, everybody was in that bitch. My uncle was there. I was Molly Maid in that motherfucker. I had my maid outfit on like I always do. It's two motherfuckers in this bitch. You get down here, wash these motherfucking dishes, and now I'm getting cussed out because like you so hard on the boy. He's gonna meet some woman in college and run her fucking ragged, and he's gonna be alone because y'all don't know how to raise a person who can live with somebody else.
That the pick me shit, we fighting it. But them Gen Z
bitches don't give a fuck. It'll be a rat in that sink before they wash the goddamn dishes.
These little TikTok hoes don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. They don't care at all.
They don't.
So, or like, I took him to school the other day, which
let me stop
sorry,
you.
my bad.
No, you're good. You just clicked in my mind. I also want to say this because I'm listening and learning. I think part of it is a lot of times people are not raised in two-parent households with two present parents who are wanting the best for them, right? So my wife is on my sons about that. You live in this house. Act like you live here. Why are there dishes here? Why you trying to go out? You trying to hang out? Your room not clean, the kitchen's not clean. Don't do that, right? Now, my kids came with us to Atlanta because there's supposed to be a hurricane in LA. So initially, it's just supposed to be me and my wife. So I fly first class. God is good. My wife flies first class. God is great. We had my kids and we're first class. So my wife is like, okay, we gonna sit and coach, and they gonna sit in our seats. And I said, who's gonna sit where? She said, these are my sons. I will sit and coach, and they'll sit in first class. I said, no son of mine will ever in their life sit in first class so their mom can sit and coach. She's like, it don't mean nothing to me. I said, if you allow them to sit in first class and you go to coach, that's what they gonna think is right.
That's the standard.
I said, now I'll sit in coach so you can sit in first class, but them boys gonna sit on the bottom of the plane on the floor before they ever, you go back to 28 seat so they can sit in first class for a ticket they didn't pay for? But she's just trying to be a good mom, but with the best of intentions sometimes.
And they're old enough now, you gotta kind of drill that shit into them.
Yeah, I said, nigga, I wish you would. Get your butt back, group 6, boy. And I'm sitting first class,
Main
Ginger
cabin
L.
two.
Me.
Right.
Main cabin 2. You is
when
not
we land.
Diamond. I'm Diamond. Y'all not on my reservation this time. But I think what happens with my wife, she means the best. Yeah. She just wants her, and she means the best in that moment. But I gotta be the responsible one to be like, don't ever do that. Because then their wife, hey, my mom sat in the front. I sat. My mom sat in coach, so I can sit in first class. They don't think that's normal.
I just dated one of those a while back.
Yeah, you got it.
I really wanted to beat his mom
I'm not
up.
saying that this is what Melissa does, because I know she doesn't. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a fine line of wanting the best for your son and coddling that nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
and so many of these young men are coddled, and we got to deal with that.
She just will always put herself sacrifice.
Which is a beautiful quality to
Yeah.
have, but it's like you're always on defense when it comes to like interacting with boys or men of any age, because like you want to be kind and you want to be giving and you want to be all these things. Because I want my brother to know how to be treated well by any person that he decides to be with romantically, woman or not, you know. So I try to teach him like how to be a considerate person and, you know, explain things to him. But I think with my stepmom also, because everybody gets different parents, I think my stepmom is trying not to be as hard on my brother as my dad was on me, because it was difficult for me growing up. So I think she's trying to create like a softer space for him. But I'm like, he grown. Yeah. Like I took him to school the other day. I said, what time you got to be at school? He said, we need to leave the house at 7:30. I'm not your fucking mom. I woke up at 7:20. I don't give a shit whether you have a lunch packed. I don't give a fuck whether you ate breakfast. And I don't give a fuck whether you ate. They asked me to take you. That's what I'm going to do. We get in the car. He talking about something. Yeah, I didn't eat breakfast.
What they got to do with me?
He said, can we stop at Chick-fil-A? I said, whatever happens with you being late, because I also had to get gas and Rellos. So whatever happens with you being late is your business. I have nothing to do with that. Uber. Dan was irritated because he was late. Sound like somebody could have had some fucking oatmeal. Chick-fil-A.
This fucking honey butter at the gas station.
You better get out of my goddamn face. But yeah, I just want him to be a well-rounded person.
Yeah, and I'm scared of having sons, not because like, because he's gonna be a hoe one day. Like, no, I want him to be a good person.
My sons are gonna be slutty. I'm slutty.
Probably.
Their daddy
he's
gonna be a
hot
slut
because he's my son. I'm sure it's gonna be a terrible world that he's gonna live in. There's not gonna be a Florida.
Your child gonna be like a 3/4 slut.
Yeah, it's gonna be really bad.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. But you think about how niggas talk about their moms. Like you think Melissa's like, I just want to make sure he's good, blah blah blah, and you don't know how they're gonna interpret that. You know, like you can hear a man talk about the things his mom does for him, and she just sounds like a slave. And it's like, yeah, my mom, she like worked 19 jobs, and she came home and she cooked my breakfast.
That damn B.
Redacted. Mm-hmm.
Every time I talked to him, he was like my mom, and you know, because I told him that if I were to have a kid, I understand that different men can do different things. So certain men, if we have a baby, I understand that I'm gonna have to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, which I probably would send that baby back to Jesus. But like certain men, like if I do go through with a pregnancy, I'm gonna have to work. But with him, I wouldn't have had to because of what you do for work and just like your trajectory of what you have going on and what you expect from a mother and a partner. So I tell him like, hey, if I get pregnant, this is the point that I plan on stop working, and I'm not returning to work until my child is 3 or 4. That's where I'm at with it. He would go into this whole diatribe about how his mom worked and did all this stuff, and she never not worked, and she worked up until this month of her pregnancy. Go suck your fucking mother, bruh. I don't care. You are describing an unhappy person. Like when he would be talking about his mom, and then you meet the mom, and they all can't breathe and hunched over and shit.
And she's 46.
She's falling out.
And she's only 46.
Bald spot. She got traction alopecia. Shit, she can't breathe. She congested. Her nails falling off because you and your goddamn daddy done ran her ragged.
Yo.
Fuck you and that lady.
Why she turn the hunchback and go to bed?
Then you meet their moms. You hear about these super
tired.
You hear
his breakfast.
She tired. You hear about these.
What are your intentions with my son? What the fuck?
No, she told me. She said, you don't seem like the type of girl my son usually dates. I think I'm fine with that. Because it sounds like he's been dating clones of you, and I'm all fucking set, man. You can't fucking breathe, all fucking spine all out of whack. She got kyphosis, scoliosis.
What is kyphosis?
It's the inverse of scoliosis. It's this way. I spine just any kind of way. This bitch finna fuck around and die because Shauna ruined her life.
And you want me to aspire to that?
And y'all don't ask her no questions. You never ask her if
y'all ain't send her no vacation, no spa packages, nothing.
She starts sweating for no reason. It's cold outside. She in a sweat. She got a fever. What the fuck?
That poor fucking lady.
Poor lady.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, I love it here. Okay. So, Kevin,
sorry.
what are you doing on a daily basis to protect Black women?
On a daily basis, I start at home with my wife and make sure she stands up.
Okay.
She doesn't have kyphosis, scoliosis. Sometimes that's as simple as doing the dishes, you know what I'm saying, doing the laundry. I don't leave that all on her. Even though I travel a lot, she also travels a lot. I think protecting Black women starts with at home, you know what I'm saying, caring for my wife. And I'm not even saying I do a great job all the time, but I do my part.
Okay.
To the best of my ability. I can do better, but I start there. I think in my professional life, I think probably the best thing that came out for me came out of the pandemic was intersectionality, a term I was not familiar with prior to the pandemic. And my cousin taught me about it. And I realized I personally wasn't doing enough to help black women in my field, right? And I learned that a lot of times black women lose so that black men can win, right? And I was like,
message.
I was reading an article from the person who came up with that word, and I was like, dang. And I thought about on my tours, like I took Tony into here the first time, didn't cross my mind to take a black woman at all. And I thought, I got better. I thought, well, you know what I'm saying? All the people I know, they got kids. So they can't leave. They got kids. And I remember I was talking to Angel about that, or my wife. I was talking to somebody. And when I was learning strong black women, and they were like, Tony also had kids, and so did Tahir. And it never crossed my mind to worry about them with their kids. Let them
woman needs to be home.
Right.
Man eat steak.
Put your smock on.
Man eat steak. Right?
Put your fucking smock on.
So I asked Angel, you want to go on tour? And let her decide. Right? So that was one, even in my production.
She's so funny. Hey, girl.
We love Angel.
Yes, so funny.
In the Keep Your Distance, it looked like making sure there was at least one black woman on every show.
Next time, make it two.
Most times,
Thank
two.
you for the
Most times, 2 or 3, but never none.
Never zero.
No excuse. There's got to be one, right? When I went on tour again, so I took Angel. Next year, Angel was like, I don't want to go. I took Mel Mitchell. There was never going to be a black man, right? I was going to make sure I at least had one. In our productions, we hire black women on set, PAs, camera. Our head of post-production is a black woman. Editors are women. We were doing Black People Don't Do Improv just this last week, and the host is a black woman, and half the cast on every episode I was on was black women.
I love that.
Right? And hilarious, right? Prior to 2020, I would have just hit my boys up. So I think part of it is you're not even understanding you don't feel like you're doing nothing wrong. You're just looking out for the people. You know what I'm saying? But you have to go out of your way to look out for black women, out of your way to protect black women. Right?
Until it becomes your way.
Until it becomes your way. Now when I look around, and I don't even people I worked with, Redacted, remember one time I was like, make sure, like I come in, I was like, the people who are on set don't look like us. And Redacted was like, well, I just want to make sure we have the best person for the job. And I was like, that's exactly how black people get excluded.
I'm messy. I need you to tell me who that is.
We'll tell you. I'll tell you.
So I don't work with them.
So I was like, that's how black people get excluded because they were excluded for 30 years. They're never gonna have the resume as white people.
They can't be the best because they don't have the opportunities.
Right.
Yeah. So let them be not the best.
Entry level position, 40 years worth of experience.
Right. So, so now when I come on set, it looks like what this room looks like.
I love that.
Behind the camera, in front of the camera, and I think that's part of, and then paying fairly as well, right? Podcast I'm on with Angel, pay her the same thing that the co-host was getting paid.
I love that.
Right. Make sure you get the same bread he was getting. Right? So I think there's a lot of ways that I do that. And even then, I'm still learning too. Of all that can all be true, and I can still learn and be better.
I think that's the thing with the internet too. I was reading something the other day. What was that today? About like the parasocial relationships of the internet, and then people feel like they own you, and you have to agree with everything that they say. And it's like, especially if like no one's getting harmed. Like the way, I got not dragged or anything. Yeah. People were upset with me because I didn't like the USC dance majorette team. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Oh, Miss.
Yeah, they were throwing accounts to Old McDonald had a farm. Hated it. Right?
You stop.
I didn't like it. But like, I like your stuff, Mel, but this is just really just. You don't have to.
Can you pause right there?
No one's being hurt. Yeah.
Can you just send another motherfucking DM to this podcast?
Oh yeah.
Telling us what the goddamn do. Send another motherfucking DM to this podcast. Girl, fuck you. Because you don't. And see, I don't talk to listeners like that because I really appreciate everybody who puts their ear to this podcast and puts their eyes on this podcast. You don't have to listen. It's not for you. Everything is not for everybody.
If you over here trying to police our laughter,
you trying to police laughter.
Someone sent a message to say, if y'all cackle in the mic one more time, I'm not gonna listen no more. And then I have to turn the volume up and down because you got loud with the cackle, and then go back to being low, and then y'all laughing at an inside joke that we don't even know what it is. Girl, fuck you. We friends.
And see,
and we can't say that boy name on here no more.
Right. And we police ourselves with how we speak because we're both kind of nice, nasty. One of us more nice than the other. You kiss my ass.
Who is who?
I think I'm a little meaner than you.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you're a little pettier than me.
For sure.
But I think I'm a little meaner than
No,
you.
you are petty. You have a spite list.
I do have a spite list.
You're pettier.
That's fair.
Arya Stark?
No, she does, and it's like a legend too. It's like different stars and symbols that
They mean different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't ever fucking DM this podcast again. Speaking specifically to that girl who did that, and the guy talking about we said we wanted black men to die. We didn't say that. We said we wanted y'all to go to camp and learn how to be better people. That's what we said. And if you don't listen, like it, you take your ass down to Fresh and Fit. They will take you.
They will.
Monetized though.
Well, they did. So they ain't getting paid for it either.
So that's what I got to
protect
say.
black women and be somewhere by 2 though.
Oh,
okay.
Those black women.
Oh, let's get up out of here.
No, yeah, we finna wrap up.
Okay. Growing up in church, how did you get out that churchy spell? And then we're gonna go right into the benediction.
Ooh, this was a big thing for me. Growing up in church and being a funny person, it was stages. Stage 1, when I was doing church comedy in churches, stuff was funny to me. Everything church funny ain't funny to church people.
It's not.
Often sacrilegious. Remember one time somebody, huge missionary in the church, huge in the sense of like the power she got. We was killing, and she got up and walked out, and nobody laughed after that. So I was like, okay, church people ain't gonna always find that funny.
What did you say?
Oh, just regular stuff. You know, we was doing altar call jokes and stuff like that. But like people like, this is my life.
I do some
this
dangerous
means something to me,
jokes.
right? So that was step 1. Step 2, when we did the Playmakers on the internet, that was more. Y'all sacrilegious. This is y'all playing on the altar. Okay, I was just like, church people who are super saved are gonna just be mad, whatever.
Regardless.
They don't find shit funny.
Yeah.
Because they ain't not playing. Jesus ain't funny. Well, he's funny to me. He made me like this, so take it up with him.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest step was keep your distance. Because prior to keep your distance, there was probably never really any cussing that I was around on my stuff like that. But I remember making the choice when I did keep your distance. I was like, I'm not gonna make these comedians perform the way I perform. I want them to be the best they can be. Yeah. So if they cussing and fussing, they got to put their best foot forward.
Yeah.
So I had to tell church people.
Because I definitely sit in my audition tape. It was like, clean 5 minutes. I was like, this ain't that good. But I'm going to sit it in because they asked for it. Once you lifted that thing, y'all can cuss now. I was like, well, here you go.
That was for the Thanksgiving episode.
I don't even know my clean 5 minutes. I did it once, but I don't remember.
But I think that was probably the last big step, is letting church people leaving and being like, Kev changed. He thinks this is funny. And I was thinking like, I think my purpose is bigger than just helping church comedians. And that means that I can't force who I am on other people.
And I think it's your ministry. And I think that when you are a funny person and you decide to lean into performance this way, me being super Jesus-y and super churchy, because I was raised in the church as well. And I've never been like super not cussy. I've never like had a rebrand where I started cussing and stuff. I consider this my ministry, whether I'm doing it here on the podcast, on stage, or TikTok or whatever. I'm not going to reach everybody by being super buttoned up in my long jean skirt and super Jesus-y. I'm not. It's going to turn people off. So if I can be myself and show that the Lord has brought me through, the Lord has saved me, He made me hilarious. I've been through all of these things, and my relationship with Him and my humor, my prayers are hilarious. You know, like I'm talking to God. We tight. I talk to Him just like how I'm talking here and now. I remember one time I went outside. I was so mad. I cried to the sky. I asked God, I said, what the fuck is your problem? Lightning said, I said, oh, I think I'm making the house. But I think I got my answer by being myself. He heard me. And that let me know I wasn't alone.
People were talking to God like that in the Bible. They was like, man, what's up?
Job was cutting God clean out.
God doesn't pull up no more. Like, we ain't never had no burning bush. I ain't never had, here, I gotta like guess. Like, was that God? Like, I don't even have that kind of.
If the Lord would just send me a bush, listen, I would be scared. If I saw a burning bush, that's my answer. Like, I'm not walking past it.
I ain't
like,
asking no more questions.
I got it. But when I did that joke about the dude with the buzz down, he was in the mirror, like moving like this. I was getting cussed out because I said, I think this is what Jesus be doing when He not answering my prayers. Man, people was like, y'all be playing with God and y'all don't take Jesus serious enough for me. Jesus used to hit niggas with a whip in the temple and throw fish fries and also didn't really want to be nailed on the cross. I've read the verses about the Garden of Gethsemane.
Like,
I read it. He asked God, could somebody else do it? So me and Jesus are a little bit more similar than you think. So thanks.
So the benediction, I know you got to leave, man of God.
Man of God.
So
the doors of the church open.
Yes. Will there be one? So the vision board. What do you see for yourself that or want to manifest for your career? So when it happens.
When it happens, you said it here first.
Okay. What I want for my career is to open doors and create opportunities for other people. I think people being able to say, oh, Kev gave me my first this, I was on that, or he let me DP for my first time, or he bought my script.
Specify what that means.
Because DP means something else here.
Totally different on the Jokes On You.
Director of photography.
Yeah,
there you go. Okay. We cleared it up.
You know, and sometimes that means I take some L's, especially for black people. I try to put only black people on. Sometimes they're not ready. I take some L's, but I don't stop and be like, well, now I'm not going to be doing black. A lot of times black people be like, I ain't going to do no more with nigga man. And it ain't like that.
And you didn't want to do it anyway. If that's where you landed, you didn't want to do it anyway.
So I think that if I could say it concisely is to create opportunities for other people. And myself too. It's not only everybody else. Me too. Us.
You get you some opportunities.
Give us one specific thing that you want to see. Manifest it right here, right now.
One specific thing that I want to see?
One specific thing that you want to see for
yourself. I want to see a movie like Harlem Nights or Life with comedians of our generation and class that is made and
it's good.
And it's good.
And done well.
And done well. Where they all like, we ain't anybody gonna get paid crazy off that. We're gonna go favored nations. We all gonna get paid straight, and the movie's gonna be bigger than the paycheck. And I think our class of comedians could do that more than the class.
I'll send you a list. Of approved people.
I love that. Yes,
I love that. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank
I
you.
had so much fun.
This was amazing. I've had a blast.
Yes, I had a good
this
time.
is great. We love it here. Thank you, Kevin, for joining us.
Yes.
This will be the last straight black male
This will be the last one.
I'm sorry, guys.
This will be the last
one. No more cishet BMs on here. But yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Love you. And 1, 2, 3.
Bye.